Over the last decade, Manchester City has operated as an incredibly precise tactical machine under manager Pep Guardiola. To maintain that level of dominance, the club usually relies on the transfer market, buying established world-class superstars from around the globe to fill specific roles. The system is complex, and for years it relied heavily on highly experienced veteran playmakers, players like David Silva, who possessed the refined vision to orchestrate attacks against the tightest defenses. As those foundational players inevitably age out, elite clubs face massive talent vacuums. The standard solution is to spend hundreds of millions of dollars on replacements, primarily because teenage prospects from youth academies rarely possess the tactical intelligence necessary to survive at the highest level of European football. Sustaining a dynasty long-term leaves a club with two options: commit to an endless cycle of extreme financial expenditure, or attempt the highly improbable task of nurturing a generational talent from within your own ranks. Phil Foden grew up in Stockport, directly in the shadow of the club. A boyhood supporter of Manchester City, he joined their youth academy when he was just 4 years old. 13 years later, during the summer of 2017, the 17-year-old midfielder caught Guardiola's attention. The manager publicly declared him a special player. Raw, precocious ability guarantees very little in elite football. Foden had exceptional ball control and a knack for drifting past opponents, but integrating those natural gifts into a demanding, high-pressure possession system presents a massive developmental hurdle. Foden's trajectory would serve as a high-stakes test of the club's development system, proving whether they could refine his raw talent to meet the relentless technical demands of the first team. Rather than following the standard industry practice of sending a teenager on loan to a lower-tier club to accumulate playing time, Guardiola kept Foden strictly with the first team. The mandate was simple: watch David Silva. Foden's apprenticeship involved absorbing his idol's precise movements, decision-making, and passing angles during daily training sessions. This timeline tracks his progression through his late teenage years. By taking the field for specific late-game substitute appearances, he became the youngest player to receive a Premier League winners' medal in 2018 and the youngest English player to start a Champions League match. But look at the secondary data here. Despite the prestige of these records, his total minutes on the pitch remained heavily restricted by management. Phase 1 was an exercise in delayed gratification. The club prioritized his long-term tactical education over the immediate exploitation of his physical talent. In 2020, David Silva departed Manchester City after a 10-year career. Immediately, intense media speculation focused on which high-priced transfer target the club would sign to replace him. Guardiola shut the rumors down entirely. He explicitly stated to the press that Manchester City already had their replacement and that they trusted Phil Foden to fill the void. Given the starting role, Foden delivered. He became a consistent starter and scored crucial goals in the Champions League knockout stages, securing progression for the club. His peers recognized the leap in his performance. He secured back-to-back PFA Young Player of the Year awards in 2021 and 2022. Within 2 years of Silva's departure, the apprentice had become a proven foundational piece of Guardiola's starting lineup. Then came a massive organizational stress test. Early in the 2023-2024 season, Manchester City's primary creator, Kevin De Bruyne, suffered a severe hamstring injury that sidelined him for months. To solve the offensive crisis, Guardiola moved Foden out of his typical wide positions and placed him directly into a central, primary attacking role. This bar chart compares his goal production across seasons. Placed in the center, Foden's output exploded. He registered multiple hat-tricks, scored in the FIFA Club World Cup final, and finished the year with a massive personal best of 27 goals across all competitions. Foden provided consistent output in the absence of the team's primary creator, shifting the squad's focus from De Bruyne's signature passing to his own clinical, goal-oriented approach. Following a decisive performance in the Manchester Derby in March 2024, Guardiola offered his ultimate endorsement, calling Foden the best current player in the Premier League. The voters agreed. He swept the individual accolades that year, securing the FWA Footballer of the Year, the Premier League Player of the Season, and the PFA Players' Player of the Year. At the team level, his 2 goals on the final day secured Manchester City their 4th consecutive league win. making him the youngest player in history to claim 6 Premier League titles. Shortly after, he crossed the 100-goal mark for the club. Despite the global profile and the overflowing trophy cabinet, he maintains a direct link to his roots. He still wears the number 47 jersey as a tribute to his late grandfather. In a sport driven by hyper-expensive external transfers, Foden proves the value of patient, deliberate development. It provided the exact framework necessary for a local boy to rise and dominate for his boyhood club.